With the Carolina Panthers going into week 14, pretty much not mathematically out of the NFC South, but looking to gain some positive momentum in a game which has $3 million wagered on the table. The Panthers were looking not only to just be in this football game, but to possibly win it. Want to find out how the Panthers did? Stay tuned to find out on Growlin' and Prowlin'. Welcome back, all you growlers and prowlers. Thank you so much for growling with us again on another edition of Growlin' and Prowlin'. Of course, I am Mr. CeeLo here, back to talk with you about the $3 million game. And guys, I must tell you, I'm proud, but I'm a tad bit ticked off. Because there are some of you out there that have talked about Xavier Legette. Now I get it. He's a rookie. But many of you, I like Jonathan Mingo. And many of you did not go easy on Mingo. Many of you owe that kid an apology. Because Legette's drops are continuing. I'm just saying, look, I like Xavier Legette. But the problem we're running into is he's still continuously dropping that damn ball. And it cost us today. It cost us big time. I get it. It was a tough catch and Bryce maybe should have took a little bit off of it. But that wasn't the only one he dropped. I get it. There was one throw that Bryce has got to give him a shot. I get it. But when you see you got a quarterback that is still trying to get it worked out, you got to help him out too. Listen, I'm not trying to put people out there, but there are many of you that kept sitting there saying, I love Xavier Legette. He's on notice. These drops are getting to be too daggum normalized. Can't have that. But let's get to a little bit. Bob Eugene commented on They've Got Next, the show that I put out late yesterday. I think it's a win if Bryce continues to improve every week with no turnovers and Brooks and Chuba continue to run that ball. The defense showed some life last week. Remember, any given Sunday, just don't want a blowout or self-inflicted wounds. That came from Bob Eugene. I hope you're subscribed, buddy. And thank you for the comment. Bob, I will honestly tell you, this was a game that the Carolina Panthers could have won. And there are going to be a lot of people that are going to continuously bring up, well, we didn't score inside the red zone. Look, hold on. Let's stop this right here. Let us stop this right now. Let's nip this in the bud right here. We got inside the red zone and we made it happen. We got inside the red zone twice, and Canellis did a phenomenal job today. I can't even front. He did a tremendous job calling the plays inside the red zone, and it's getting better. I would venture to say that, and guys, I'm going to say it just like this. I think the Carolina Panthers in the offseason, I want you to pay attention to me. Bryce Young is too small to do these goal line packages. We need to go out and get us a young buck like Notre Dame's Riley Leonard, who will be in the draft next year. What? We need us a Taysom Hill kind of guy. Oh, yeah. We need us a Taysom Hill kind of guy inside the 5-yard line. And this ain't no knock on Bryce. Bryce is too small to play that role and be a threat inside the 5 running the football. At least when you get a guy that's big and physical like Leonard, guess what?
Run.
But let's go through it, shall we? Eagles 22, Panthers 16, and the Panthers had a chance to win this game. Beautiful call by Canellis, and Leggett ran a beautiful route. He just didn't finish it. He dropped it. Now, there are going to be a lot of people that's going to say 19 of 34. Well, there was some drops. There was some drops. Now, the one thing I can honestly say, we did run the ball an equal number of times than we threw the football. We threw it 34 times, and we ran it 34 times. And Bryce was sacked once. I got to give him so much credit for the way he is just manipulating the pocket. We didn't see this early on. So this makes me wonder if he was carrying on a little bit of what the Frank Wright, Thomas Brown era had, and now he's doing the Dave Canellis type thing. Or maybe Dave Canellis was telling him to stay inside the pocket. Don't leave the pocket, or don't step up the way he's been doing. He's doing a phenomenal job. And one thing I can look at, it's hard to sack this guy because he's so small. He's using his size to his advantage. Because you look at most of these quarterbacks, one, they're tall, their strides are big, and they can't fit through these little bitty gaps that Bryce has been able to find. I know many of you are going to look at me and say, "What? You're not making sense." It makes perfect sense. He's a little bitty guy, and there's so many spots today alone where he's just shifting through little bitty gaps. It looks like there's nothing there, and he's able to shift right through them, and guys can't get their hands on him. He is doing a marvelous job. What's got to happen now is these guys have to get on the same page, whether it's Leggett, whether it's Tommy Tremble or Jatavian Sanders. This is why, guys, I'm telling you, we need to make the move for T. Higgins. I'm going to keep harping on this. If Cincinnati does not bring him back, Panther Nation, we need to be all on one. If we get T. Higgins, this is a wrap. At least get Higgins for 5 years until Leggett gets into that phase where he'll be in his first year of a big deal when T. Higgins is in the final year of his. We got plenty of money coming off the books. Or we could get Tet out of Arizona. I'm just saying, guys, we need a big guy for Bryce. Now, I get it. Bryce does need to do a better job of giving Leggett an opportunity to get those jump balls. But Leggett's got to do a better job of hanging on to him, too. I mean, I get it. He's not doing his specialty, which is going up, getting these balls, but that's going to come with time. But when it happens, it's going to happen. But Leggett's got to hang on to it. Definitely want to send out prayers to our man, Jonathan Brooks. Man, I had him in my fantasy league, and it just totally boxed me in today, you guys. As he left this game with a non-contact injury, when I saw it, I was like, God darn. Anytime you see a guy go down like that, it's not good. And we haven't gotten a lot of information on that as of yet. But the reality of it is, it's tough. It's really tough when you see a kid who is really attempting to come back, and he has such a good performance in this game, in last week's game, and I just knew with the way he ran and the way we were running the ball, I guarantee you guys, when I saw him do what he was doing, I honestly thought that this was going to be the week that he broke out. And it's basically a non-contact knee injury, and it doesn't look good. As I said, I'm thinking it's probably going to be that knee, and it sucks. It really sucks. But we're hoping he can recover, and we're hoping it's not the worst. We're hoping. It's in that same knee, you guys. So, like I said, Panther Nation, let's come together, because to me, this guy is going to be the big deal. He is going to be a huge deal, and I will retract my statement. I'm glad we drafted him now. Wish we could have gotten further back, but I still wish we would have TJ Tampa. But this defense is really starting to look better. But let's look at the numbers, guys, because the truth is, this game felt like Carolina's game. And I know Philadelphia fans are going to be sulking, saying that we nearly lost to this team and should have lost. Carolina 20-18. in first down. They outdid them. Philly was 7 of 12 compared to 7 of 16 for the Panthers. Then you look at total yards. The Carolina Panthers outgained the Philadelphia Eagles. Both teams had 9 drives, and the Bryce Young outpassed Jalen Hurts. Not much of a surprise there. Rushing, we knew this was going to happen. The Eagles 209, Panthers 118. And this is where I had a problem. I just thought Ichiro Avero should have sold out more. I was not happy with the fact that we did not sell out more. We should have basically said in a nutshell, if Jalen Hurts can put the ball on A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, have at it. And we didn't do that. We won the time of possession 33-26. I was very happy with that. I think ultimately that is what we need to do. Dave Canellis, growl out to you. And the reason why is, Panther Nation, how many weeks have we been hearing Dave Canellis say he's going to stick with the run? And I truly believe you, Dave, had Jonathan Brooks played in this game, this was going to be a big game for both our running backs. Because surprisingly enough, I was actually shocked at what we were able to do on the ground. We averaged 3.5 yards a carry, and we had some pretty good runs in this game. However, what I did not like when I look at this whole, the totality of this game, what I did not like is the lack of Bryce Young running the football. It was all on scrambles, which here's the true blue reality of this. If you can put Bryce, now I get it. You're going to run that rollout. If you're going to run that rollout, yes, you got guys like Jordan Davis that are going to be in your face. I get it. But play designs are the utmost importance. The play designs by Canellis are getting so much crisper. Now, many of you guys can disagree with me, but what I really started to see, even on the interception that Bryce threw that was intended for Adam Thielen, the only mistake Bryce made was he really did not look Gardner Johnson off. But guys, if you looked at the play, if Bryce hadn't been just sold on Adam Thielen, I'm trying to remember who it was. Maybe in the next show. But if any of you guys know, watch the video or the show, the clip of Bryce's interception. But I remember watching it on the replay, and I couldn't remember who it was, but he had another guy streaking across, and they were in a one deep safety. All Bryce had to do on that play was look over at Thielen and then look down the center of the field. His guy was wide open. I don't know if that was Leggett, or I don't know who that was. But he had him open, streaking over the middle of the field. He had him wide open. I don't know if that was Sanders or David Moore that was that wide open. But once again, Xavier Leggett has got to get this thing under control. Now, look, I'm not trying to call the brother out, but there are too many of y'all that gave the same, that had a different attitude when Jonathan Mingo was dropping the ball. He didn't get nearly the amount of opportunities that Leggett's getting. Leggett knows he's the one guy that's got to eat. He had 8 targets. He only got 2 catches. Now, granted, some of them were out of his reach, and he had one where Bryce clearly missed him. And David Moore was back again. Chuba Hubbard had 4 grabs for 15 of his 5 targets. Devin Tompkins was a nice change up today, but ultimately the Carolina Panthers have to do a better job at finding guys that we can use. And the reason why I say that is there are too many wide receivers on the market. Like I said, at the end of the day, we didn't get Mike Strachan back. This is a big target that Bryce can use. This is a target that we need to get back. We need a big target. That's why I'm all for us going to get T. Higgins. Thielen once again over 100 yards again, but as I said before, on the 4th down play, Darius Slay just made an awesome play. He covered him well. And as I said, this Eagles defense came to play. Josie Jewell came to play. As usual, I'm loving this guy. I was disappointed that we didn't. Could you imagine if we would have brought him and Frankie Louvu back? Dan Morgan, what was you thinking? Boy, if we just had both of these on the team. Woo! Boy! Jewell and Louvu. J.C. Horn had a really good day on A.J. Brown. I was really impressed with the way he played today. A'Shawn Robinson is starting to come into his own. Oh my goodness. I'm like, welcome to the party, bro. And this is a guy, he gonna have to come back. I won't. To me, this is a team that's finally starting to get it figured out. Coach Avero's starting to get it figured out. He understands he can't run his typical 3-4. And for all of y'all to sitting here hating on this 3-4, this right here, when you come in here with a different defense that people don't look at every day, it's tough to run. I don't understand why I want to go to the 4-3. Everybody runs the 4-3. When you have that 3-4 coming here, the difference is people think they can run against it. But when you get a guy like A'Shawn Robinson, guys like Deshaun Williams, and they play well, mixed in with a Derek Brown. Guys, don't forget, Derek Brown is not in this defense. This is why he got paid the big dollars, and so many of y'all were hating, saying, oh, we don't have to pay a defense tackle that much money. In this system, yes. This is why Ichiro Avero needs to stay here. We just paid him a big dollar. 4-3 is not the style of ball that Derek Brown plays. You have to get the personnel that it goes with. Finally, Coach Avero's got the right pieces. Now granted, several of them went walking. Trevin Wallace is playing his butt off. He had 6 total tackles today. J.C. Horn had 6. And then DJ Wanham had another sack today. This is a dude that has just started playing. He got 2 sacks. Can you imagine what would happen if we actually got somebody on the other side that can roll with him? Man. I'm trying to tell y'all. When we get Shaq back next year, hopefully at our discount, and then we get, because we got Clowney back till next year, and we can get one more guy. Listen, Hassan Reddick's out of New York. He ain't going to be a net jet next year. There's money that we need to give 2 guys. If the Cincinnati Bengals do not franchise T. Higgins, go get him. Hassan Reddick, go get him. Those are 2 contracts we need to pay for. Them 2 contracts right there, Panther Nation, will put us over the top. Comment down below if you don't believe me. Comment down below if you don't think those 2 guys would put us in the playoffs next year with this roster. Not to mention, you got a Bryce Young who's looking. I'm just getting chills talking about it, y'all. I am excited now. And y'all should be too. If Leggett hangs on to that thing, guess what? He rolls in. It's all up to the Eagles to come back against this secondary that's been killing it. Been killing it. Guys like Josie Jewell, which I want to say something to Coach Avero. Look, we need to send J.C. Horn a couple of times on the blitz again. If they line up, this needs to be the talk. If they ever do that bunch stuff again, they do those 2 bunches, those 3 bunches, and J.C. Horn's right there at the line of scrimmage, we should blitz. We should blitz. J.C. Horn's a heck of a blitzer. Give him a shot. Give him a shot. Just saying. But I'm so excited, guys. Even though Saquon, who's arguably going to be the MVP, had 20 carries, 124 yards today, that offensive line and Saquon are just great. But we kept them in check most of the game. I know people are going to say 124 yards. I didn't keep nobody in check. Jalen Hurts hurt us more than Saquon did. If you take those 59 yards off, we've only gave up less than 150 yards. Right? It was right at 150. Excuse me. That's fine. But the thing is, you have to contain Jalen Hurts. Because he can't hurt us throwing the ball. We saw that. And that's another thing. When we rush, I really want Avero to look at this and think, we need to start doing more twists. Because there were too many times that lane opened up when we were pass rushing. Not good. When that happens, there needs to be another guy coming right through there to fill it. Simple. A.J. Brown, 4 catches, 43 yards. Devontae Smith, 4 for 37. He did have a touchdown grab. But, and there's a lot of talk in Philadelphia about what's wrong with the offense. I'll tell you what's wrong with the offense. Sometimes it's the defense stopping you. Because I can tell you right now, between Mike Jackson, J.C. Horn, Jackson only had 2 tackles a day. That tells me he was shutting down whatever he had over there. I love Mike, and I saw this cat. He was over there breaking up stuff all day. Damani Richardson did a pretty good job. Sam Franklin had a big play on special teams today. Good to see him back in uni. Shaw Smith-Wade had a good game. Listen, when we get our guys back in the running game, 2025 is going to be on. It's going to be on. But Dan Morgan, and if anybody's got any comments, please put them down there. Say if you don't think. Listen, guys, I welcome your opinions. We can talk about it on the show. Just don't be disrespectful. T. Higgins needs to be a Panther. If T. Higgins becomes a Panther, I get it. Jalen Coker's not here. But we need that guy that's going to take Adam Thielen's place. To me, that's where Xavier Legette's going to go. Jalen Coker's going to be that other guy on the outside. And then you got T. Higgins, who can teach these guys, along with Adam Thielen's tutelage. To me, Thielen's still got time left. I think he's got one more season. And then once that happens, guess what? Canellis needs to hire him as a coach if he's ready to hang him up. We should make him our receiving coach. Teach these guys about route running. How to get the right lean and the right hip action into where they're going. Because he beat guys solely on his savviness today. He was getting open because he was just more savvy than the other guy. You got an old man out there just beating up everybody. He ain't the fastest guy, but he's quick. He's elusive. He's a thinker. You want that in your locker room. Could you imagine Adam Thielen working with T. Higgins? Adam Thielen continuing to work with Jalen Coker, Xavier Legette. Teaching Xavier Legette how to catch that ball when you lay out and protect it with your body. Bring it in. I'm happy, but I would have loved to have seen the $3 million game go our way. But as I said, this was a game where somebody put a $3 million wager that the Eagles were going to win, and I guarantee you, he was sweating bullets. This is something we also got to take into consideration, guys. We didn't score a single point in the fourth quarter. But you know why that was? You know why that was, people? Because, look here. We turned it over on downs twice and got no points. We were chasing points. Now, do I disagree with us chasing points on that 4th down and 2 at the 27? Absolutely not. Because there was no guarantee we were going to get the football back. There was no guarantee. Now, I mean, if you can look into a crystal ball, you say go for it. We here to win. We got nothing to lose now. We here to win. I got no beef with you, Dave Canellis. You rolled the dice, took your chances. I'm happy. And so should all of you, Panther Nation. Great game, Bryce. Shake off that interception. Chuba Hubbard looked great today, considering what he had to go through all week. I was happy with him. 26 carries, 92 yards and a score. Offensive line did a great job. 118 yards on this stingy Eagles defense. Bryce again, 191. Should have been over 200 again, Legette. Got to catch him. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you comment and subscribe and hit the notification bell. And when you join the show, make sure you put your name down there in the comments as well. Just like our friend did. And go to the Instagram, my personal Instagram at Mr. CeeLo, if you want to comment and check out the other shows that I'm involved in, as well as going to the Facebook page of Growling and Prowling and checking out the other things that we're involved in, and make sure that you check out the polls that we got going on. But until the next time, keep prowling the airwaves and keep growling out. Keep pounding.